Strides Therapeutic Horsemanship Center is an equine-assisted learning facility. We use horses and horseback riding to facilitate any therapeutic goal, learning goal that comes our way. We try to adapt whatever needs to be adapted so that riders can ride, no matter what physical disability or mental challenge they're struggling with. Most of our riders have autism, spinal cord injuries, we have strokes. It's fascinating to get to know the little tiny people behind those diagnoses. They light up our lives. Each kid that comes out, it seems like they have been specifically built to overcome their challenge that they've been given, and they thrive. So we had a young scout consider us for a project, and he saw that we needed feeders for our shelters. And it's been so great and helpful, and it's going to last for years. Those are sturdy feeders. We're going to have them for years. We are completely volunteer run. So anything that happens out here, it's done by the generosity of someone's soul. And sometimes we have a lot of people able and capable, and then there are seasons that come where we're really struggling for volunteer help. So when an Eagle Scout project candidate approaches us, I get excited because I think of the things that I would really love for the program to have that would help our program thrive and help our riders. And I've just been so impressed with the caliber of young people that come through the Boy Scout program.
I think the Eagle projects get lost a little bit in the conversation about the impact of scouting. When I think back to my Eagle project, I definitely didn't understand the impact that I was having at the time, not just on my community or the individual beneficiaries, but the effect that it was having on me. On their face, they're just community service projects, but there is a lot more to it than that. They give these kids an opportunity to provide leadership in a way that might be difficult or impossible for them to find elsewhere, and give back to places that are important to them.
This is where it's like a second home to me, you know, like I've been through a lot here. It's ever since I was little. There's a lot of rituals that are going on. And during these rituals, the children often create a really big distraction for the parents. We're thrown into the back room, like in the temple, and we're told to play with each other. That's why I created this playground, so they can play around, do whatever they want, while the parents are focusing on the ritual.
Since from my childhood I was in the Scouts, I know how impactful to my life and that I want to give to my children too. So when I see my children, my daughter especially, when she's like really shy girl, not to talking to the school and teachers, she always used to complain about like she's not talking much. She used to like, shy and everything, but now she's so great talking to the people. And say, for example, one time this was fall down when we had construction. She contacted everyone, American Rock or Costco, everybody to bring it back. The presentation is very, very important. So I personally feel that Scouts helped a lot. Of course, my son is really he's talkative and very good. And of course, Scouts making him more confident on what he's speaking. So Scout is really helpful in the family.
Before, I've been in Scouting, I was very shy. I couldn't talk to anyone at all. Even once my dad was asking me to call the pizza place to order a pizza, and I couldn't even do that. But then after my Eagle project, I can communicate with anyone. I had to talk to stores, I had to talk to people, businesses, anyone, and it was me contacting everyone. So at the end of that, I could call to however many pizza places needed.
These projects change them. They play a major role in helping develop them into the remarkable young men and women that they are. And what's interesting to me is that the projects come in all shapes and sizes. You've got feeder boxes and you've got playgrounds, but you've also got Pablo and Antonio from Troop 168 who restored an inoperative historical speeder locomotive train in Toppenish, from doing all the bodywork to actually restoring the engine itself. Or Nava from Troop 190, who repainted all the parking lot lines at Hillspring Church, which didn't sound like a lot to me until I learned that this parking lot is huge. And what's more important is that he didn't do it alone. He organized 25 volunteers to paint over 6,500 linear feet of parking lot lines for a place that means something to him. And it's not the size or scope of any one project that matters. This year, there have been 45 projects and over 6,000 hours of work done by scouts and by volunteers they brought in to help them. And the cumulative effect of that can't be overstated, not just on the community, but the individuals that it's impacted. The things that these young men and women are doing in consideration of other people, it's amazing.
What we end up with at the end of the project is something that we could have never dreamed of in the end. They usually take what we want and make it better than we imagined it would be. So they really put a lot of thought and effort into their projects, and it shows, and we value it so much. We can't put a price on the service that they give us. It's invaluable.